Europe Advice, it's a legal advice service, but it's a European Commission service.
ECAS is our contractor, is the contractor of the European Commission.
ECAS is actually running a very, very important service that is called Your Europe Advice. At least it was running it during the time I was with the organization. That's actually a very professional advice helpline service for European citizens, where you could call or write an email with an issue that you are experiencing anywhere in Europe on the ground and where you think there is a European angle to it, legal angle actually. ECAS helps you, either with a legal view or with access to a document or with the answer to a question. And this type of very grassroots, very on the ground, but professional legal advice, this is something that they have now done for such a long time, and it has become such an important element of the service of this organization for the European citizens.
On my side, I'm managing a team of 60 legal experts. We have at least 2 legal experts per EU country. And we are replying to questions coming from EU citizens and EU businesses about anything concerning their EU rights. So it can go to when you move from a country to another, from the registration of your car, if you change of country, the recognition of your professional qualification, the social security rights, how I can find a job in another country, how I can sell some services or specific goods in another country. So we reply and we try to give a legal advice, but also we try to signpost the person in the right to the right administration or organization which will help them really on the ground to find a solution to their problem.
Since the beginning of Your Europe Advice 25 years ago, we have answered about 350,000 inquiries, or even a bit more. And we have a database with these 350,000 real-life cases. We use them in an anonymized form for preparing policy initiatives or legal initiatives.
The service is also essentially about informing citizens about their EU rights, how to exercise them, and if they face difficulties, how to enforce their rights.
We are not just a website with full of general information or with a pre-written reply. The difference is we have a team of legal experts, and when people come to us, we will give a tailor-made advice. So we will really try to cover any aspect of their reply. It will be adapted to their need, to their activity, to their language. So we will really reply to the language of the citizen. And also we are going to really make an effort to make it user-friendly, easy to understand, to make it as concrete as possible and avoid any kind of legal jargon.
The way it started is that at the time I was working as an ECAS employee, as a legal advisor. And ECAS often held hotlines, what they called hotlines, to actually connect with citizens, invite them to call in and tell their experience of trying to move cross borders, facing difficulties in the exercise of their rights. And these projects were limited in time and funded by the Commission. And eventually the Commission started to like these initiatives and thought it would be better maybe if it provided the service in its own name. And it issued a call for tenders in 1996, if I recall well. And ECAS won the first contract and then won many more after that.
We have very experienced experts and they really know the subjects. And I must say, it is remarkable how much our legal experts know about the details of EU legislation and about the transposition of directives in the national legal systems.
The main value of the service for citizens is putting them at the center of EU decision-making. And also, let's not forget, giving free and expert advice on EU law that they can use. There are some fundamentals that have been there all the time, but there have been rebrandings of the service, which I think are significant. I already said that the initial name of the service was Citizens First. Then it became Dialogue with Citizens. Then after that, it changed into Dialogue with Citizens and Business. and today it is Your Europe Advice.
We are currently celebrating the 25th anniversary, and there are quite some important changes. Very obvious is the number of inquiries we receive. We are now between 25 and 30,000 questions which citizens and businesses submit to Your Europe Advice. But also the type of questions changed. Questions today are more complex, are more difficult. Citizens and businesses are more demanding. So the quality of the replies automatically improved very much.
Dialogue with citizens was more the idea of ensuring that the service is used for feedback to the Commission to inform its policy making. Where is there a need for infringement procedures? Where are there gray areas in EU law that need to be addressed, etc. The Commission wanted to not only have the citizens angle, but also the business angle. In particular, self-employed persons needing to have their qualifications recognized, trademarks in the EU, etc., etc. So the service broadened its scope a little bit. And eventually, there was a major change in branding with the fact that the Commission brought what was then described a cascade of services. The idea was that citizens could call a service, Europe Direct, that would just answer general questions, not specifically legal questions. They could go and look for legal information on the Your Europe portal. If they had questions about that and needed more details, more expert advice, they would turn to Your Europe Advice. And Your Europe Advice, if it felt that there was a case for a complaint to put to the Commission or to a service to address the problem, the case would be transferred to Solvit. All that a cascade of services under the Your Europe brand. What constitutes interesting cases through Your Europe Advice are cases that reveal that are topical. That's one typical example. So typical examples today would be Brexit, the consequences for EU citizens in the UK or UK nationals in the EU, the restrictions to free movement due to the COVID-19 crisis. So these are very topical examples that feed a lot of questions to Your Europe Advice, but also generate a lot of interest on the part of the Commission about what is happening on the ground. We like to think at ECAS that we inspired the Commission for having a similar service. In fact, we even promoted the idea that the Commission should take ownership for something like that.